コミュ障とは、人付き合いを苦手とする症状、またはその症状を持つ人を指す。留意すべきは、苦手とするだけで関わりを持ちたくないとは思っていないことだ。
With all the current anime season going full of surprises, we do have some good anime manga that can become the next big hit, and I would be pleased to share some of my favorite entries. The list will be in a balanced format, having all sorts of genres, so everyone can have something to look into. And if you end up liking anything worthy, then leaving a like and subscribing to the channel will really be appreciated. Now if you did those actions, let's quickly jump straight into the list. Since with the recent hype of rom-com anime, how about we start our list with something that fits the thrust? Comey cannot communicate. The shy introverted girl, having troubles making friends, cannot talk normally with others. Her goal in life is simple: to make 100 friends. Despite her behavior, people are afraid of her. Tadona, a classmate of hers, was the first one to take interest in Comey by sitting next to her, trying to understand her and help her make 100 friends. At first, both have their own share of communication problems, but with the help of Tadano, Comey was able to make at least one friend. She can count on it. The design of the Comey character is what made me read the manga, and it has only 21 volumes, which is perfect for any new manga readers. And with the recent announcement, the manga is getting an anime adaptation this year as well.
コミさんはコミュ障です。
For the next entry, how about we add an Asakai to the list? Just like the typical Asakai story starts with main character Suimai getting summoned with two of his classmates to another world to build his own harem. I mean the world that needs to be saved from demons. In the beginning, main character doesn't want to take part in all the world's saving things and asked the current king to return him back to his own world. But the king denied his request, which left Suimai to forcefully live in this new world. Slowly he discovered he had some cool, overpowered abilities, a top-level magical skill. You know, the usual Asakai, overpowered MC stuff. For Eki fans, the series does have its own fan service of harem moments. I am not saying the story is bad or anything. Depending upon your Asakai love interest, the manga is worth giving its time. Next on, we have A Couple of Cuckoos. It's hard to find some good rom-com nowadays, isn't it? Well, I have something that might interest you. Two people bound together by birth, due to a course of events, both had to live a completely different life. Nagi was mistakenly swapped to a poor family during his birth, while Erica was living a luxurious life. Both attend the prestigious high school. For the past 16 years, no one realized there was a switch, until their current parents learned the truth. Nagi was struggling with his current life situation, where Erica had become a big social media influencer. To make things come out fair for both, their parents decided to marry them both, and thus both of them began their rom-com journey. Overall, if you are in need of some good rom-com that can help you light some mood and makes a good laughable read, then A Couple of Cuckoos is a great pick to have in your reading list. On number 7, we have House of the Sun. While usually romance manga do have some cliché, whether it's in the character development department or story is just too much hit or miss, depending upon personal preference. In regards to House of the Sun, the romance of the manga has its own unique aspect we can look into. It's about the high school girl Mao, who was abandoned by her parents and left alone. After wandering on streets looking for a cheap place to stay, Mao meets her childhood friend Hiro. Both of them have been so close with each other ever since childhood. Hiro's parents had passed away, and he was living apart from his other siblings. After looking at Mao's situation, Hiro suggested she should move into her apartment, which Mao accepted. The manga is short, and the ending was also on a good note. I personally fell in love with the story, maybe because recently I have watched Hige Hero, and the story of this manga has the same touching to it. At number 6, we have Mao ni Nata Node. Demon Lord main character having a lowly harem plot. Doesn't it sound like how not to summon a demon lord? Yes, another Asakai with the demon lord main character. In the world of the dungeon, Yuki has been reincarnated. In order for him to survive, he needs to protect his dungeon from other powerful creatures. Well, in the beginning, main character is not overpowered or anything. He starts from level 1 and suddenly meets the supreme dragon girl and vampire. With each passing day, Yuki tries his best to protect his territory and later gets the title of Demon Lord. If you are looking for some time killer Asakai story, this one is worthy of your time, as main character is likable, and slowly but steadily the story has some interesting courses of events to make the reading interesting. Moving forward, we have the Eminence in Shadow. Sid is a typical main character, having psychological problems and loves to be in shadow. During his entire life, Sid loves people who hide their true identity and work from shadows. For the same purpose, Sid decided to train herself and learns various fighting styles. But then his life ends after he meets a truck coon. And yes, from there onwards the story turns into an Asakai event. In the new world, Sid decides to live up to his dream and build an organization called Shadow Garden. The main highlight of the manga is the psychic main character and his unique weird obsessions. And with an Asakai turn, I would like to give credits to Arthur to try something new. There are some good fight scenes as well, and each character is very much likable. As it's an Asakai, I would like to say, just don't put too much expectation on it, and you will be able to enjoy the story as it is. Looking for some popular girl to fall in love with an unpopular guy? Then I have the dangers in my heart for you. Main character Ichikawa is living his normal boring high school life and doesn't want any attention, having a crush on Yamada, the popular girl of the school. As both came in contact with each other, they started to spend much time together trying to understand each other. Yamada has a charming personality liked by everyone, while on the other side Ichikawa was living a life of loner, has no motivation, no plans for the future, just a hopeless high school guy, until he meets the Yamada, who changed his life completely. It's cute to read some slow, rom-com manga sometimes, the way characters interact with each other. If you are looking for a decent rom-com manga, like if you enjoy watching love is hard for otaku, then this manga might catch your attention. On number 3 we have Infection. Future survival people turning into zombies is the basic plot of this manga. The story reminds me of High School of Dead, as this manga also had an eki plot twist. In the near future, new infectious disease has spread across the planet, turning people into zombies, and 6 kids try to survive in this pandemic. There is nothing exceptional about the story. The art style and the humor are the only plus points, and by humor I mean the eki part of the story. If you have to create a story which has already been created dozens of times, then you need to put in some fan service to keep the audience engaged, and that's exactly what the author of the manga did with this one. If you are into the shonen horror aspect, then I would say try to find something else. But if you enjoy watching High School of the Dead and don't mind the repeat story, then the eki part of Infection is all you can look forward to. For the runner-up entry, we have Iris Zero. While on the hunt for some good high school romance anime, I came across Iris Zero, and from my experience, all I can tell you is that it was a good hunt. It's about a high school boy, Toru, who came across various mysteries on the campus, and with the help of his friends he tries to solve problems in the most unique way possible. However, the story doesn't end here. The ability of Iris is the most unique ability that only few are said to possess, and our main character Toru is one of them. The ability can detect the person's lie, or it can predict the future danger. Due to his ability, Toru is constantly bullied by others. However, the aspect of the story takes a romantic turn when the most popular girl of the school, Koyuki, takes interest in Toru's life. Overall, it's a short supernatural high school romance manga, and the story is what keeps me intuitive, with good character development. At last we have Yuzumaki. Coming up with a horror plot is nothing new, but how about coming up with spirals and making it into horror? I would say Junji is really a genius when it comes to making a good supernatural. In the town of Kuruzu, Kair was living a normal life until she started noticing some strange phenomena. Soon she noticed that her father was also obsessed with strange things, and the whole town started to seem a bit different. Unlike other horror manga, Yuzumaki had completely different vibes. It has horror and builds up some good suspense, and the way Junji represents everything with his artwork is definitely on point. If you are a horror fan, then I would highly recommend you all to try reading Yuzumaki. And with the news going on, there is a very high chance this manga is getting a full-fledged anime adaptation soon. Well, 10 entries is all I have for today. Hope manga lovers are able to find something worth reading. If you do, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Lastly, I would like to know about your favorite manga. Comment section is open for you all. And for anime lovers, most of the entries are soon getting their anime adaptation. With that, I take my leave for today. Hope to see you around, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.